Ultraman's skin, hear this guys, seems to have a greenish hue to it, which could point to an unexpected character being under the mask. Martian Manhunter. What's up, DC Nation? Welcome back to another video on Superman. Guys, we have some crazy theories for Ultraman. So a couple days ago, James Gunn released this new look at Ultraman, and the costume looks wrecked. Like, this looks like a behind-the-scenes photo, but it could also pass for the movie. But hey, Ultraman got in a fight, and that mask is definitely coming off. Now, let's get the obvious theories out of the way. I've been talking about Ultraman on this channel for a while, but to start out, Ultraman and the Hammer of Baravia are most likely the same character. I know it's not been completely confirmed yet, but it's like 90% true, and yeah, I think that theory is true. Now, is it actually Ultraman from the comics, you know, from the Crime Syndicate? I hope not, because Ultraman in the comics on Earth 3 has a certain look, and this Ultraman in the movie, he looks nothing like him. The only similarity is the U on the chest. That's it. So I hope it's not actually Ultraman. I'm hoping it's a cover-up name. I'm pretty sure it's a cover-up name. And yeah, next up, is it Bizarro? The most obvious theory, is it going to be David Corenswet as Bizarro, or a clone of Superman? That makes the most sense, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be actually that. Now, there's some crazy theories going around, and I really think that some fans are going to disappoint themselves because they're thinking of all these theories, and they're going with all these high expectations, and it's just going to be a clone of Superman. Now, me, I have some crazy theories as well, but I'm also fine with it being a clone of Superman. Like, if that's the reveal, cool. Now, Bizarro, that's an obvious theory. Henry Cavill Superman. I hope it's not. I hope it's not him behind the mask, with him with long hair, or say he is actually Ultraman, and maybe it's Superman from the Snyderverse. It better not be, bro. Like, this is a new universe. We're trying to separate out from the previous DCEU as much as possible, and I think having Henry Cavill as Ultraman fighting David Corenswet Superman, not a good idea, man. It would just feel like a joke, or yeah, honestly, it would feel weird. I'm excited for David Corenswet Superman. Dude, respect the past, Henry Cavill Superman, but dude, embrace the future as well. Like, I think David Corenswet is gonna kill it. Now, Parasite. This was the theory I had in a previous video, that maybe like the white Martian looking figure that we saw in the behind the scenes footage on Superman Day is actually Parasite, and Parasite takes Superman's powers and then he grows into Ultraman, or maybe becomes the Kaiju. Basically, he becomes more formidable. The most recent theory that came out is Hell. Okay, Hell from the New 52, and dude, this movie has some inspiration from the New 52 with the collar on Superman. Now, Hell in the comics, he was a survivor of Krypton, and he saw Jor-El as a mentor, and he basically was a space explorer, or he thought he was, but turns out he was a clone of multiple people on Krypton, and hear this, clones were outlawed on Krypton, and Hell, he thought he was the one to go after clones and basically destroy them. So when he came to Earth, like 27 years after Superman, he found Superman, he found Supergirl, and he told them his plan to bring Krypton back. But then he noticed Superboy, Con-El. Now guys, Superboy, he is a clone, and if you guys don't remember, I say like 30 seconds ago, but clones are outlawed on Krypton, and Hell, he tried to destroy Superboy. So we have Hell versus Superboy, and then eventually Superman's like, Hell, I'm not with whatever you're doing. Like, you're not going to destroy Earth or destroy Superboy. So Hell, he comes to the conclusion that Superman has been on Earth for too long. He has been corrupted. So he tries to get Supergirl on his side, and Supergirl is actually on his side for a little bit until she finds out that Hell is going to destroy the sun to bring back Krypton, so ultimately destroying Earth. It's kind of similar to General Zod's plan in Man of Steel, you know, replace Earth with Krypton, and at that point, Supergirl goes against Hell, and this is where I think the theory falls apart. Because yes, Hell could definitely look like that long-haired figure, and he would definitely have heat vision and be on the same level of Superman, but would he work with Lex? I don't think so. Also, I see Hell as more of a Supergirl villain than a Superman villain. Now let's go to the next theory, and the craziest one, let me just read it. It's on Reddit, okay? So, the most recent trailer for Superman featured a shot of Ultraman mask off, providing a glimpse at what his actual face looks like. Ultraman's skin, hear this guys, seems to have a greenish hue to it, which could point to an unexpected character being under the mask. Martian Manhunter. Bro, I want to see Martian Manhunter, and I actually want him to be like the core character in the DCU's Justice League movie, but I don't think this is the best way to introduce him. But let's hear this Redder out, okay? So, while not typically portrayed as an evildoer, John Jones being Ultraman could make a lot of sense based on what has been seen of the character already, the potential themes of the movie, and setting up the future of the DCU. For one, may the powers that Ultraman has used in footage line up with Martian Manhunter's typical power set. Super strength, flight, and heat vision, powers that Superman also possesses. This alone would make John a worthy match for Superman, but if the film were to add some of Martian Manhunter's other comic powers, like intangibility and shapeshifting, Clark quickly has an uphill battle ahead of him. Powers aren't the only similarities that John has with Kal-El, though Martian Manhunter is also an outsider, being the last of his planets, Mars, just like Superman is the last son of Krypton. Because of this, John could act as the perfect mirror for Superman, allowing the two to intrinsically understand one another based on their similar experiences. Of course, Martian Manhunter is traditionally depicted as a superhero, so this connection may be how Superman and Ultraman ultimately see eye to eye and allow for John to have a redemption arc by the movie's end. This could pave the way for Martian Manhunter's future in the DCU, allowing him to set up several characters and teams that could be important to the wider universe. Now, we already have Hot Girl being set up in the Superman movie, and if they set up Martian Manhunter as well, boom, you got two Justice Leaguers right there. And also, I do like the idea of Martian Manhunter. Yeah, he was the last son of Mars, and he can kind of relate to Superman, and I can see this actually working. But do I think it's actually true? No, bro. I think this has like a 10% chance of being true, and there's also many ways this could not work, like making Martian Manhunter maybe a villain, or really having him being tied to Lex. I wouldn't like that. Also, Martian Manhunter having a U on his chest and being called Ultraman, that's just kind of complex, man. It's just kind of confusing for Martian Manhunter's introduction to the DCU, so I don't think this theory is true. Now, one more theory. Bradley Cooper, he is going to be in James Gunn's Superman, and some people think he's going to be a robot, one of those robots in the Fortress of Solitude, based off of James Gunn's, like, quote lately. James Gunn recently said, "I'll give you something that nobody knows. Palm is one of the robots." In that same scene, it's Bradley Cooper, it's also Palm and Michael Rooker, and another one of the robots. We got two Guardians. Now, you could take this quote as, okay, Bradley Cooper, Palm, and Michael Rooker are the robots. Okay, makes sense. You could also take this as, hey, he didn't say that Bradley Cooper is like directly one of the robots. He said in the same scene, it's Bradley Cooper, it's also Palm. So Bradley Cooper could be Jor-El, which was the big rumor before. And it would make sense that, okay, in the Fortress of Solitude, we have Bradley Cooper as Jor-El in a hologram, and then we have the robots. Like, that makes a lot of sense. Now, let's get to my theory. Lex, he shows up to the Fortress of Solitude in the trailer, and I know Ultraman is right beside him, but hear me out. They go to the Fortress of Solitude. Maybe Lex takes the hologram of Jor-El, and maybe takes the DNA somehow. Like, there's ways to do this. And maybe Ultraman is originally a clone of Superman, so David Cornsweat, but then Lex changes Ultraman into a clone of Jor-El. So an evil Jor-El, and this Jor-El is focused on taking down Superman, and this Jor-El has strict allegiance to Krypton. So it's Krypton versus Earth, and yeah, Lex will push this Jor-El to believe in Superman being a bad guy. You know, Lex could easily do that. And yeah, I think it'd be really dope to maybe see Bradley Cooper as Ultraman, who is actually an evil Jor-El against Superman. And dude, Jor-El was actually revealed to be a big character not too long ago in the comics. You guys remember Mr. Oz? Yeah, Mr. Oz, this mysterious figure. We were theorizing who he could be for so long, and it was revealed to be Jor-El. So now we have Ultraman, this mysterious figure who is going up against Superman, and I think the reveal of Jor-El would be insane, bro. Like, that would be so cool. Like, just Lex turning Superman's father against him. And yeah, guys, tell me all your theories down below, and 2 weeks to go, man. 2 weeks from now, I will find out who Ultraman is, and dude, I am hyped. But yeah, DC Nation, thanks for watching, and peace out.